Season on the line, 4th and 11. Burkett looking downfield, throwing, incomplete, broken up at the 10-yard line. And Oak Ridge is headed to the NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 5 Championship game.
There's one in the flat. Good catch that time by Ransom. Ransom with a lot of room. And a good block by Delonzo down the field. And Ransom is gone. 57 yards to the house. 2-2.
Swung on and miss. Strike 3. St. James Smithtown has done it. They are the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Tournament champions.
Drops back, throws all the way to his right. Has a man down the field, and he's got him! First play of the drive, touchdown, New York Green Wave! Sanioki's season on the line. Goal to go from the 2. Kyles looks to run with it, pitches it to Sip, he grabs it, he's in for the touchdown!
The final 25, and they're neck and neck. Kane looks like they have just a dash of a lead. Salisbury taking first. What a race!
Good afternoon and welcome back to Great Kills Little League for the 4th time today. This is Joe Calabrese alongside my broadcast partner Dave Pizzuto, and we welcome you back for coverage of the 10 and Under East Regional Championship Tournament here in Great Kills. It has been a beautiful day. Some clouds have rolled in the last hour or so, but nothing that we can't handle. Dave, this is the first time that we'll be broadcasting a game today. I was at the major field for most of the day. And how have you been over here on this side during the course of today?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, we've had, 3 contests each to this point, and this is the 4th one, and we're going to share it, obviously. And, we saw a lot of one-sided games, Joe, but on this field, the last game that we had here, New York versus New Jersey, a 1-0 game. We actually had a pitcher's duel, very minimal hits in that department. Got to see a lot of good base running in that. So now we get a chance to see something special, 2 New England teams going at it for the first time here in the tournament. The teams are being introduced as we speak. Jesse Burkett, Little League, represents Massachusetts. They're in the bright orange and royal blue uniforms. And on the opposite side, we have Milford, another Milford Little League, only this one is representing the state of Connecticut, the great state of Connecticut. So the winner of this game will actually face the team from Vermont, which is called Connecticut Valley. So it's little bit of a brain twist there with the team names. But this is a big one because whoever wins gets to play again at 7 o'clock tonight against our 3rd New England team. So it's a little bit of a treat, a little bit of a different scenario than what we're used to with the Mid-Atlantic, and it should be nice for us to take it in.
Very intriguing to learn where everybody came from throughout the course of the day. Teams represented from Massachusetts, came from Vermont. We've had New York, obviously our neighborhood Great Kills over here from me represented New Jersey, Connecticut. I called Capitol Hill over there, which is from DC. So again, the entirety of the Mid-Atlantic and the New England regions here in this Northeast area, well represented here on Staten Island today. So as we go through player introductions, the national anthem will be coming shortly. So what we will do here is, like I started on the major field over there over the course of the day, we'll provide lineups here. We'll get through as much as we can up until anthems, and then we will cut 4 anthems, and we will take a brief pause in the action. Let's start here with Jesse Burkett, Little League here. Batting leadoff, we got number 19. She will be the first baseman, Emily Morrissey. Batting second, the pitcher, number 25, Brianna Grant. Batting third, the center fielder, number 22, Izzy Biondo. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 5, Rose Becker. Batting fifth, position 5, the third baseman, number 13, Kaylee Brazil. Batting sixth, she is the shortstop, also position 6. Right. Number 30, Ashlyn Ingalls. It's very important to note, as for our viewers and listeners at home, and they've commented throughout the course of the day, we've been doing great here, so we want to provide a great product to everybody, for the families and friends who are not here live to be watching the teams. Batting seventh, she is in right field, number 4, Maddie Morrissey. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Madeline Kozlowski. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 3, Clara Leahy. And at the end of the lineup here, 10, 11, 12, we have all 3 extra hitters for the Massachusetts sides. At the batting 10th, we have number 11, Adriana Gonzalez. Batting 11th, number 7, Flora Pacheco. And batting 12th, number 10, Avery Boudreau. So that is the Massachusetts sides of things. Let's see if we can get Milford, Connecticut in.
Yeah.
Batting leadoff here, we have the catcher, number 4, Reagan Gill. Batting second, the shortstop, number 3, Sadie Dubin. Batting third, the third baseman, number 22, Quinn Tierney. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, number 30, Kinsley Persico. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 11, Ali DeSantis. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 12, Aurora Hinden. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 13, Maddie Fennis. I had to double check the pronunciation of that before the game, so got that right. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 2, Hannah Whalen. Batting ninth, one of the extra hitters here for Milford, Connecticut, number 16, Mackenzie Monaco. Batting 10th, the second extra hitter, number 15, Lily Bennett. Batting 11th, the second baseman, number 24, Michaela Rodriguez. And batting 12th, the third extra hitter, number 27, Mackenzie Faust.
Excellent. Great job. Right on time for our national anthem.
Playing of our national anthem by the clubhouse.
At this time, I'd like to remind you that this is Little League property, and the possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages is strictly prohibited. Please give the appropriate recognition to both sides when deserved.
For the fourth time today, we hear our national anthem. We got one more left, Dave, after this.
And that anthem never gets old, so it's a good thing.
No, it doesn't.
If they're going to repeat one 4 times or 5 times in a day, that's the one to repeat. That's the good one.
Certainly right.
Yeah, so we should mention, Joe, that the home and away designations are done at the managers' meeting on Friday night, so that's already been predetermined. And our team representing Connecticut is our home team for this one for no other reason than a coin flip. So Milford would be in the field first, and it will be our team from Massachusetts and Jesse Burkett Little League to lead off this game for us.
And in the circle, getting ready to pitch here, the number 30, Kinsley Persico.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about these teams, obviously,
Yeah.
coming to us from these different states and not much tape on them or film on them, if you will. But we're going to learn a lot about them, and we learned a little bit about them in the skills competition as well. So
That seemed like a lot of fun.
Yeah, not only a lot of fun, but really talent, fully displayed. The speed on the base pads. We saw some great speed on the base pads, and John and I referenced the fact that you get a runner on, and sometimes all you need, Joe, is a walk, a hit by pitch, and the next thing you know, 2 wild pitches later and a bunt, and you got your first run of the game. So it's something to really take account of, really, is base running. Of course, we saw, great throwing in the skills competition, and also the home run ball. And there was power on every single team here. And we've already seen it on display in the Mid-Atlantic. Now's our chance to see it in the New England region.
So this is my first time watching these two teams today. It'll be, again, very intriguing to see, because the winner of this game will advance to play in the game on this field immediately after this, and the start time for that game will be 7 o'clock, correct?
Correct, yes. So
barring any weather-related delays. But honestly, like I said before at the top, we've been pretty good.
Yeah.
It has been a really, this is honestly, from start, when I woke up this morning, one of the best summer days we've had all season. And very happy that it's here for the start of this amazing week here for the 10 and under softball Eastern Regional Championships. First pitch, high and away. Ball one, and we are underway. That looked a little inside. The umpire makes the same call as I did. So we quickly have a 2-0 count. Sicko behind. And that one will skip in for ball 3.
I'll tell you what, Joe, Persico has a lot of velocity.
Persico?
Yeah, I believe so. Persico has a lot of velocity on these balls, but they're missing a little bit low here. That one skipped off the plate.
Should be in there for a strike, and that is. Count goes to 3-1. It's nice having the scoreboard in front of me over here for a change.
Yeah, sure.
When I was over there, it was a little bit behind me on the turn, but nothing that we can't handle.
Got to look over your right shoulder constantly on that other field.
So Prosecco was behind in the count 3-0. She has now worked her way to a full count. To Emily Morrissey, the leadoff hitter. She generates a swing and the miss here. So from 3-0, 3 balls, 3 strikes, 1 out.
Yeah, you got to love that. If you're a fan of Milford and Connecticut here, down in the count, coming all the way back.
So pitcher versus pitcher matchup over here. Brianna Grant in the box for Massachusetts. She takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Once again, Prosecco generating another swing and miss here.
Yeah, 5 straight strikes after throwing 3 straight balls. Yeah, finding that zone.
To be a little low. Again, our vantage point is kind of directly above the cage in home plate over here. Again, that's from my perspective, only because I've been on the major field for the first half of the day. Second half of the day, happy to be over here with you, as that is a called strike 3 on the outer portion of the plate. So Prosecco, 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. 2 down here in the first, as the center fielder, number 22, Izzy Bianda, steps to the plate here. Swing and a miss here on the first pitch from Prosecco for strike 1.
Yeah, so far so impressive here. No one's been able to make contact, even fouling one off at this point.
See if that continues. That ground ball is played by the shortstop. Throw across the diamond in time. Nice play over there from Dubin, getting the runner out at first. Massachusetts goes down 1-2-3. And the Milford, Connecticut Little League team coming up to bat when we get back in the bottom half of the first.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
And we are back here for the start of the bottom half of the first inning. And we would like to thank our sponsor for the event over the course of the weekend here, ShopRite.
Yeah, ShopRite. Nationwide Bus Charter is another title sponsor as well. We have to thank all of our many sponsors for their work throughout the tournament and their sponsorship that allows for really our streams to happen. And you notice the commercial breaks as well in between. For those of you who are watching at home, all of those folks sponsor greatly to this tournament. They make sure that we can bring these to you So drop them a line, give them a note of thanks, frequent their establishments, and make sure you make their services available to you, and we thank you as well. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely not. The PDF Sports Network always making their services available to our viewers and listeners. In the event you have a question here, we have the YouTube chat in front of us. Periodically gotten some commentary and some questions throughout the course of the day. We apologize for the last game that I called on the major field that involved Capitol Hill. That game, we had some technical difficulties towards the bottom half of the third inning. The game ended after 3 innings.
Yeah.
So, but we made our way over here. So far, so good.
Yeah,
we have, again, Brianna Grant in the circle for Massachusetts. It's Milford, Connecticut coming up to bat here. Seems like Grant delivering the pitches here during her warm-ups with a little velocity as well, just like Prosecco did in the first inning. So we'll see if that will translate as the course of the game goes on.
Yeah, I made mention last game we had a scoreless tie at the end of the first inning, and it was really one of the first innings we've had, boys and girls tournaments that we've hosted here at Great Hills, where there was no scoring. See if that can continue here.
So the first pitch from Grant bounces in for a ball. Count 1-0. The leadoff hitter here for Milford, Connecticut is Reagan Gill, and she slaps a single right up the middle, right between the second baseman and the shortstop. So a leadoff hit, runner on first here. We have Sadie Dubin, shortstop coming up, batting second.
Shortstop number 3, Sadie Dubin.
That's a good piece of hitting there early in the count, attacking the pitcher, and nice turn on that one, hit it right in the screws.
So that pitch is high. Runner was going there, Dave, and you made that little grunt noise. Again, our view is different than the umpire on the field. That is a very close play. It is a very bang play. Feels like the runner was there at the same time of the throw. The umpire on the field called Gill out. Debatable, but regardless, it is the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Well-timed throw there.
Let's take another look at it, and you be the judge at home. Yeah, it's close.
It's close.
Hard to tell.
Very, very hard to tell. It's an out on the field nonetheless. Quinn Tierney in the box here for Milford, Connecticut.
She's got a 3-0 count.
Sorry, it was Sadie Dubin still. So Dubin walks on 4 pitches. Now it's Quinn Tierney.
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point, but
third baseman number 22.
Actually, there's only a runner at first.
Quinn Tierney,
First and
number
second.
22.
Fix that.
That's easily adjustable. So Tierney in, Grant delivers. We have a chopper right back to Grant. She's only got one play, makes it at first. Good timing, good throw. We get 2 outs.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Grant, the pitcher. It's so tempting to want to go to second on that play and get the lead runner, but do the fundamentally sound thing and go to first base, get that second out. Don't worry about the runner behind you. And here we go. Get another batter here, pitcher versus pitcher again.
Pitcher versus pitcher. Kinsley Prosecco, who had 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first inning, facing her counterpart as she rips a ball into the gap in left center. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Prosecco with the RBI double, giving Milford, Connecticut, Dave, a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a great hit right there, right in the open space between left and center field. And once it hits, turf out there and hits some green, it's going to carry all the way to the warning track in the wall, and a stand-up double for Prosecco and an RBI at that.
She was very aggressive there, swinging at the first pitch, as that pitch from Grant comes in a little bit high for ball 1.
Yeah, and heads-up piece of hitting, too, after throwing 4 straight balls for the walk. She knows she's probably going to get something to hit on that first pitch, and she drove it.
Good strategy there as Allie DeSantis in the box. Slow dribble to short. It's going to be a tough play. See if she's able to make it, and she does not.
Yeah, I think she would have been safe no matter what, and that play at first base actually saved the run from coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a nice play by Ingles there at shortstop, getting the ball across the diamond.
Aurora Hinden.
But an even better play from the first baseman.
Right, Morrissey
preventing that second run from coming home.
Yeah, even though it took her off the base, she was smart enough to know, hey, I got to field this thing, otherwise there's another run coming home.
So it's Aurora Hinden in the box here as she swings at the first pitch and pops it up to Grant. Grant isn't able to make that play, and that ball was played in fair territory, so the run is going to score. We have a 2-0 lead here for Milford, Connecticut in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, runners will stay at the corners now, so Milford putting up some damage here, and that's a fieldable ball there, but that was a long way to travel. It was right at the line, but you're right, it was dropped in fair territory, and that cost them a run. And
let's be fair, that's a difficult play.
Very difficult play.
That you're looking right into the sun over here,
Yep.
at the angle over here at this time of the day at Great Hills Little League. So we have Maddie Fennis, the right fielder here, number 13 in. Still 2 outs. Pitch comes in high. Runner was going. We'll be able to take second here. So now instead of runners on the corners, Dave, we have runners at second and third, both in scoring position, taking away the force at second base.
Yeah, and you'd like to think if Fennis can get one into the outfield somewhere, it has the potential to score 2 runs here. You can see the shift in the outfield all the way to the left.
So that second pitch was swung through and missed for a strike. That one bounces in front of the batter's box for a ball. So to reset, count is at 2-1 to Fennis. She grounds it to short.
No play.
No play. I think Ingles was able to knock the ball down. That's a difficult hop.
Difficult hop. It was high. It was right at the eyes, and she knocked it down, just couldn't complete the play, and that scores the run from third base, and runner at second stays put. So now you have first and second with 2 out.
That's a slow ground ball to the second baseman. Tough play. Made a nice play. Unfortunately, was not able to get the runner, who was Hannah Whalen.
Yeah, it's an infield hit for sure. Legged it out. It didn't have enough velocity to get into second base with enough time to throw her out. So now the base is loaded with 2 outs and potential for a huge inning here as Monaco will come to the plate.
Number 16, Mackenzie Monaco, one of the extra hitters here in this Milford, Connecticut lineup. They're stacked 3 of the final 4 batters in this lineup as that pitch comes in as a ball. Count 1-0. Grant delivers, and that ball is a ground ball. And that's going to get through the hole at shortstop and third base for a base hit. Runner's coming home. The throw at the plate, and she is out.
Yeah, they managed to get 1 run in. They tested them on that one, tried to sneak in a 5th run, unsuccessful, but still Connecticut doing damage in the first frame.
So I guess we'll show a replay of that once we come back from commercial, give you a little time to load.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. So through 1 inning of play, it is Milford, Connecticut 3 after being thrown out at the plate, and it is Jesse Burkett of Massachusetts, nothing going into the top of the second here at Great Hills
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
We are back here for the start of the second inning. Dave, let's see a replay of that throw home from the end of the last inning.
Yep, hold on, we'll get it right back. There we go.
So we're going to have a good angle of this over here.
Oh, no, actually not. Hold on a second. I think this is the play. Here we go. No, I guess not. I don't know what happened here. We'll get it back.
We'll find it for you.
Now batting.
The throw home was very good. And again, from
Here
our
it is,
vantage
Joe.
point, because we're directly above here, if that ball pops out of the glove, she's out.
Yeah.
But because that throw was on target, dead red, she's out. So we got the start of the second inning here. First pitch from Prosecco is a ball. Count 1-0. That'll be Rose Becker. She takes another ball, so the count quickly moves to 2-0. And that's on the outer half for a strike.
Yeah, now with a 4-0 lead, you could be a little bit more crafty in the circle for Persico.
And I mean, she's just had one MO for the first couple of batters over here. She's attacking batters left and right. She went behind the first batter, 3-0, and she threw, I think, 5 or 6 straight strikes after that. She started this batter here against Becker 3-0, and now she has worked her way back to 3-2.
Nice pitch there, but
it was close.
Yep.
Again, don't want to keep reiterating the same point, beating a dead horse. From our look,
right, exactly.
That could be over the inside corner.
It's all angle.
The umpire, who has a better angle of it, determined there was a ball. So Becker walks, and we have Kaylee Brazil, number 13 here.
Got the rundown going, and they walk her back to first.
Which is a smart play.
Right.
Again, if you're Jesse Burkett, and you have an opportunity here, you don't necessarily want to run yourself out of the inning, and you don't want to give away that first out. So there's a swinging strike there from Persico to Brazil, count 1-1.
Yeah, while that pitch happened, Joe, we got a chance to see that replay of that full count pitch, and it was a little bit low in the strike zone. It was definitely in the right place, but just a little low.
Absolutely. And again, we can't really see that from where we are. What's interesting is on that foul tip, as Becker drawing attention, not really going. On that pitch, on the previous pitch, so she struck out here. That foul tip, it was kind of a half swing.
Right.
She didn't really want to swing, and it was just the angle of the bat. So, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yep.
In this case, Persico's been very, very good, as this is now her third strikeout here among the first 4 outs for Jesse Burkett. I think the same thing happened there. You have Ashlyn Ingalls in the batter's box here.
Yeah,
One out, runner
that
on
last
first.
swing you were referencing is more like a defensive swing. Where
Right.
You're kind of like coming in at the hands there.
You have no idea what to do. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter because the ball's still going to hit the bat.
Right.
Which is high and away in the other batter's box for ball 1. Seco delivers. Fires it by Ingalls for strike 2. Again, generating a lot of swings and misses here, Dave, in the first 2 half frames.
Yeah, they need to catch up to her speed here, and it's always tough. It always takes an inning or two, maybe a trip around the batting order.
Ingalls takes high. Once again, it is Becker looking to draw the throw to second base. She has to be thinking throw it, and if the throw is errant and it gets out,
exactly.
then she's taking
That's
second,
when she's taking second, right. And then she can maybe even turn it into third,
Right. The 2-2 is inside. Becker was going there. She successfully gets in there to second base, but Ingalls strikes out for the second out.
So it's essentially almost like a sacrifice when you think about it.
Right.
You got the out, but you concede a base. So now you put a runner in scoring position with 2 out, and Morrissey with a chance here with a long single to plate Massachusetts' first run.
That's right, Maddie Morrissey here to the plate, the right fielder. That ball gets high beyond the catcher. Becker started coming late.
Oh, boy.
She
Here we
turned.
go.
She's going home, and she is going to be out at the plate. Gill hangs on to the ball on that throw. We'll try again. We'll try to see if we can get a replay here.
Yeah, we'll get
the
it.
the top of the bottom of the second inning, right? But through the first inning and a half here, it is Milford, Connecticut 4, and Jesse Burkett Little League of Massachusetts nothing.
New York State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave and Buster's on Staten Island.
So we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. Dave's going to have the replay ready to go, and it just seems like Becker, when she was running through signals regardless.
Right. Yeah, I had shown the replay right before we went to break, but here it is again. And you'll see her rounding third, and she gives it like just a quick look, but she's going no matter what. And it's a good throw and a great tag applied here, and umpire making sure that the ball is where it should be, and that's just a nice play, well executed in the field for our team from Connecticut, and now they'll have a chance on the offensive side to get something generated here.
I mean, my philosophy is always when you can force the defense to make a play, you should force them to make a play. And again, when in a scenario like this, again, if the throw is slightly off or if the catcher does not field the ball cleanly, she's going to be safe.
Yeah.
Because you're only working with half a second, if that.
Right, and then if you're able to score that run, maybe the avalanche starts to happen. Like one mistake becomes two, and two mistakes become three, and that's kind of what happened to, Jesse Burkett in the field in that first inning. With the couple of errors that happened that compounded that inning a little bit, and next thing you know, it's a 4-run game here, and Connecticut looking to do some more damage and build on the lead.
So Lily Bennett in the box to start off. She's going to send a flare to first base in the direction of Morrissey, who makes the play for the first out. So one pitch, one out.
And you like that if you're Massachusetts here. And Grant, of course, dealing the one pitch and the one out. And Michaela Rodriguez up at bat.
Pitch comes in high for a ball. Count 1-0. That pitch is inside. So the count quickly goes to 2-0 to Rodriguez. Rodriguez at second base. She is the position player who breaks up all of these extra hitters here, the bottom portion of the Milford, Connecticut lineup. And that pitch is in there in a very similar way to the previous batter, Lily Bennett, where Rodriguez sends a flare to Morrissey at first base, who fields it cleanly for the second out.
Mackenzie Foost, number 27.
Foost.
That's what was said.
What was said?
Next one.
I said
it's Faust.
Faust.
It's Faust.
Yep. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm right.
Yep.
Always want to get it right for the family.
They just made the correction
Okay.
over there. So
Okay.
Chris is doing a great job over
He is
there.
doing
He's
a
on
great
game
job.
4 as well.
Who was the kid who was doing the PA announcer on the major field?
He
was
was
excellent.
I forget his name. It's Bob Shepard, right?
He's doing his best Bob Shepard impersonation. So I believe the count is...
I think it's 2-1.
I think it's 2-1
Yeah.
too. The scoreboard still hasn't gotten it right yet, but we're both going to work on the assumption that it is 2-1. Grant gets a swing and a miss there from foul, so the count...
Yep, 2-2. That's
2.
correct.
22 on the batter. Tried that little high drop pitch. We saw that a couple of times in the major field. So the count should be full.
Yep.
3-2. And that's a ground ball. And that's going to head to Ingles' direction at shortstop. She made a nice play. Throw gets over to first in time to get Faust hustling down the line. And with that, we are out of the second inning. So through 2 frames, it is Milford, Connecticut 4 and Jesse Burkett of Massachusetts nothing. You are watching coverage of the Softball 10 and Under East Regional Championships here at Great Hills Little League on the PBF Sports Network. And we are back here for the start of the third inning. Prosecco pitching a gem so far, Dave. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings, 3 swinging, 2 looking, and she's had a couple of pitches that have crept up on some of the Massachusetts here, the Jesse Burkett batters, to the point where they haven't really been able to get the bat off the shoulders, and those pitches coming in are still strikes. So we'll see if, as the game goes on, again, if Prosecco is able to maintain that velocity that has her team in a position here in the catbird seat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't ask for much more than what she has done so far. And, you know, even when she's gotten behind some hitters, she's rallied back in the pitch count. And, you know, what I like about Persicle's pitching, too, is that, you know, she's missed a couple of them high in the strike zone, but when she's missing low. And that's always the sign that a softball pitcher has good control, is when they're living low in the strike zone. You know, they're not trying to overthrow, they're not trying to overpower. And that's when you see kind of like these balls, you know, rise up so much. But she's had some pretty good control.
So we have Madeline Kozlowski in the box here to start the top of the third. Prosecco delivers. Pitch looked low and inside there for ball one. And that one comes in a little higher. Looked like it was just beyond the letters level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Morrissey has a big frame up there in the right-hand batter's box, so. Yeah, and you could tell Persicle's trying to find it, right? Trying to find where that zone is, and she's missing a little low and a little high.
But again, she's not missing by that much.
Right.
As that one right across the middle of the plate for the first strike. And again, she's been down 3-0 in the count twice.
Mm-hmm.
And in both times, she fought back to 3-2. What she did not do here, pitched just off the inner portion of the plate, as Kozlowski is going to walk. I'm sorry, it was Maddie Morrissey who walked.
Right.
Now we have Madeline
Now
Kozlowski.
batting, second baseman number 1.
Yeah, and that's the start that you need here if you're Massachusetts. Down by 4 runs, you know, you got to start one base runner at a time.
So Kozlowski showing bunt. That's an interesting decision.
Yeah.
Again, considering that the velocity that Prosecco is coming in with her pitches, was she able to get the bunt down cleanly, and where is it going to be? She did not square it on that pitch. She lets that ball go past her for a ball, so the count levels off at 1-1. And that ball sounded like it was foul tipped into the glove.
It's very late on the swing, though, by Kozlowski. I think she missed it, Joe. And
again, the velocity so far, I think, is keeping the Massachusetts hitter off balance a little bit. Again, that ball is foul. But for the second consecutive pitch, it is Kozlowski who is just a little bit late on it.
yeah, well, that time she got a piece of it at least, and she's trying to work on that timing here, get that bat speed up.
That pitch looked like he came in high, Dave, but the umpire made the decision to punch out Kozlowski. So that is going to go down as a strikeout for Prosecco. It was her 5th of the game, her 2nd looking.
Number 3.
So she's been very dominant so far, as the left fielder number 3, Clara Leahy, steps into the box here and takes a strike. She goes behind in the count, 0-1.
Get a look at that last pitch, and that was indeed. It was high in the strike zone, but it was definitely on the strike zone.
So they square up to bunt again, and the throw hits the runner. So based on the rules, she will be safe.
That's a good hit.
It is a good hit. That is a great bunt by Leahy. And again, it's about forcing the defense to make a play. And I mean, the throw, if it's on target, isn't so bad. It wasn't wildly errant that it allowed Morrissey to get to third base. So Massachusetts here, threatening a little bit in the top of the third with 1 out, runners at first and second. You have Abriana Gonzalez.
And officially, that's their first hit of the game. So they've touched Persicco.
I mean, whatever you got to do to just throw her off a little bit. She seems very in control, very in command, even despite the fact that they're showing bunts, which is something that they didn't do the first 2 innings And now the question is, if they're showing bunt now, are they going to be showing bunt the rest of the game?
Well, I think they're trying to manufacture that first run at least and get some confidence going. But Tierney was racing up the third base line looking to field that one.
Now Brianna Gonzalez goes down on the punch out again. So for the second time in this inning, it's Persico with the strikeout. Her 6th of the game, Dave. Now 3 swinging and 3 looking.
Yeah, she's been impressive, that's for sure.
2 outs here.
Attacking the bottom of the lineup.
Yep, so Gonzalez, the first of the 3 extra hitters here at the bottom of the Massachusetts lineup. Here it's Flora Pacheco. The throw comes into third, and unfortunately I have the wall blocking.
No, it was the throw was late, but it was backed up nicely for not to allow a run. But I don't want to say that was a good executed bump because it was actually popped up, but the way it kind of spun off the turf, there was really no play to be made.
Okay. Now the bases are loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the order for Avery Boudreau. She takes ball 1.
Yeah, now you have to test the command of Persico here because there's nowhere to put the runner. So a walk would score a run here.
Boudreau late on that pitch.
Yeah.
For strike 1. Count is 11 to the batter. That pitch comes in low. And the one thing that I will say, and I made this point on one of the broadcasts for the games before, the backstops here are Great Kills. Not that far from the plate.
Right.
So in the event that a pitch does get by the catcher, we saw there was a play at the plate at home before where the runner coming in from third was thrown out.
Yeah, unless it takes like a bad ricochet off the backstop and heads near the dugouts, you really don't see the runners advancing that often on wild pitches.
2-2 to Boudreau. Persico looking to make a pitch. She does, but it's high towards the other batter's box. So now we have a full count here, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Here's a big pitch upcoming here for pitcher and batter. Missed it.
Just missed it. Looked like the pitch was slightly off the plate. May have gone into the other batter's box again. Boudreau does a nice job of walking, and Massachusetts has their first run of the game. As we go back to the top of the order, and we go back to the first baseman, number 19, Emily Morrissey.
Yeah, I think that last pitch missed high. We got a chance to see it. It was just a little bit elevated in the strike zone.
And that pitch looked low for ball 1.
But again, you know, you have an inning where you have given up the 2 hits, fair enough, but nothing has been hit out of the infield, Joe, in this inning. There's been 2 walks in the inning, and the next thing you know, you have the bases loaded with 1 run already in and 1 big hit away from potentially even tying this game.
So 2 straight strikes looking for Emily Morrissey here as Persico gets ahead in the count 1-2. But the Jesse Burkett hitters in this inning have done a really nice job of working the count in their favor, looking at some pitches. That kind of stuff will play well as the game goes on.
Right.
As Boudreau, she took a big lead off first base. She got to be careful. Going to get picked off over there. Count 2-2 to Morrissey. 2 outs in the top of the third. Persico delivers a pitch, and again, Dave, like I said, there was that play at the plate. Now the ball did get by the catcher, and there was a little bit of a funky ricochet in the right direction, and that allowed the run to come home. So,
well, I'm really surprised they didn't check the swing here, Joe.
I agree. I thought she went on the swing.
Because she could have gone, and that could have been strike 3. But let's see. We're going to see a replay of it.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I thought she went.
I'm going to slow it down while there's a little conference here so we can take a look at it.
For the family and the friends who are watching at home,
Let's see. Did she go around?
Whenever you see a check swing like this, what you have to look for is it's in the wrists. If the wrists break, if they turn, most of the time the batter will have gone and should be counted as a swing.
Another walk.
So what they did was, that was Morrissey. So they determined that she did check the swing, right?
Yes, exactly. It ended up being ball 3, and that was ball 4 just now. Yeah, but
again, it makes a significant difference because if they determine that she goes there,
that's it. The inning's
over.
Yeah, the inning's over. Yeah.
So it's a big call.
Yeah. But again, you think about what's happened in this inning, Joe. There have been 3 walks, I believe. There's been 2 hits, but both hits were infield hits. So there hasn't been anything hit with a lot of substance in this inning, and yet it's a 4-2 game. All of a sudden, it's a brand new game, and you still have the bases loaded with 2 outs. So,
I think that's what manager Jeanette Tierney, I assume that's Jeanette, went up to talk to Prosecco about. It's, hey girl, you're making your pitches. You've had a couple of difficult moments here, not entirely on you. Keep making those pitches and let's get out of it. So after it's pitched to Grant, then pitcher and pitcher matchup is a strike on the outer portion of the plate.
And that's why base running becomes important, because even on that wild pitch that was, the check swing, they were able to score a run there.
It's good base running. Pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Grant swings through that one. So the count goes to 1-2. Kinsley Prosecco, 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Almost made it there, but Brianna Grant doing a nice job staying on it. A little late, but she fouls it off into the netting. In the dugout, towards the first base side. I believe that is the Milford, Connecticut dugout.
Yep.
And that'll be called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. So Prosecco makes the pitch that she needs to, but not before the damage is done. It is Jessie Burkett of Massachusetts scoring 2 in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 4-2 Milford, Connecticut here at Great Hills Little League, and you are watching coverage of the softball, the 10 and under softball Eastern Regional Championships on the PDF Sports Network.
K&S Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
And we are back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. And before we took that abbreviated break, Dave, just wanted to make a note that on that pitch, to end the top of the 3rd inning, Kinsley Prosecco actually struck out the side looking.
Okay.
So she's got 7 strikeouts here through 3 innings. So she's doing her part. Not to say her teammates behind her aren't doing their part, but she's certainly contributed here to what is still a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, and again, nothing hit of substance in that inning, and a good job by Jessie Burkett Little League to really scratch out those 2 runs on an inning where they did get the 2 hits. They were infield hits, but they were patient at the plate. I think that was the theme of that inning for them at the plate, and they forced a lot of pitches, generated 3 walks in that inning, and next thing you know, they got 2 runs on the board.
Back to the top of the order here for Milford, Connecticut. It is Reagan Gill. She looks at a ball from Brianna Grant, count 1-0. That pitch is fouled off. It's going to hit somebody's car. No, it's going to land in the middle of the street.
All right, well, that's good.
Great Kills is sponsored by Barry's Auto Body.
Shameless plug for an auto body shop.
In the old days, so many balls went over that net and hit cars. Pitch looked like it was a little high. Umpire makes the same determination, so the count goes to 2-1 to Gill.
Yeah.
And that is high. So Grant goes behind in the count to the leadoff hitter for Milford, Connecticut. It's 3-1. And that ball is smoked to left.
Oh, couldn't make the play.
Just could not make the play. It looked like Leahy was able to get under it, but I guess she lost her footing out there.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like from, again, my angle.
Yeah, had it in the glove. It was halfway home, but that glove a little bit too small for that ball sometimes,
Agreed.
And unless you get it in the webbing there, it's hard to keep contained, and that's exactly what we saw there. But they
and
keep
she's also as a left fielder going left.
Mm-hmm.
like towards the left center field side. So it's very hard to come across your body sometimes and make that catch. As that pitch from Grant gets away from Becker, and it allows Gill to take second. So just like that, Milford, Connecticut puts their leadoff runner on, and after one pitch and one ball, she's in scoring position. Gilbin rides that to the right center field gap, and that's going to get through all the way to the wall for a hit. Gill rounds third. She's coming home. Dubin goes to third. It's an RBI triple, Dave, and just like that, one of those runs that they conceded in the top half of the inning, they get right back. It's now 5-2 Milford.
Exactly, and again, you think you maybe got the first out of the inning in halfway in the glove. Instead, that turns out to be the run that you gave up, or one of the two runs that you gave up, and now you get a runner at third to boot.
So it was Sadie Dubin who jumped on the first pitch there, and that pitch looked a little bit high, but she gave it a ride to right center. We have Quinn Tierney now up for Milford. Runner at third, nobody out. So at the very least, with the way that we've been trending, Milford is able to get this run in. Again, for that top half of the frame here, and the third would be no harm, no foul. They would regain that 4-run lead as that pitch kind of drops in there on the outer portion for a strike. 2-1 count to Tierney. Grant makes a pitch. She chops it to the first base side. They're going to come home, and the throw is going to be away from Becker. It is going to allow Dubin to score. Tierney goes to second. She makes a wide turn. Grant looks her back to the base.
Yeah, it's going to be a base hit for her and an RBI, but an error on the throw that allows her to go to second base. So they get both runs back now, Joe. It's 6-2. So the 2 runs conceded, gotten right back here, and still nobody out.
Still nobody out. The pitcher for Milford, Kinsley Persico. Again, looking to help the cause in the pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Looked like that pitch was away for ball 1. It was. Yeah, I couldn't imagine you doing this all day. Calling the game and then looking down, looking up. I mean, it's certainly possible. But it's really like, it's much more of a monumental effort than a lot of people give it credit for.
I can tell you it's possible because I did it for 3 games.
Nothing is impossible.
Yeah, but we were 1 man short on our crew today, so I was solo for 3 games. But we made it work, and
still making it work.
Yeah.
And again, the weather has been nothing but beautiful as that pitch crosses the outer portion of the plate for a strike again. Count 1-2 to Prosecco.
Yeah, we should mention from here on in we have 2-man crews at each of our fields the rest of the week.
Pitch is going to bounce well before the box. And there's Tierney there. Again, she's trying to draw a throw. Did not work. In that instance, count levels off at 2-2. Pitch outside by Grant. Misses. Count runs full to Prosecco. And that pitch comes in high for ball 4. So Prosecco ends up on first. Tierney on second. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out.
Yeah.
The bottom of the 3rd inning for Milford here, Dave.
Yeah, and this is, getting into that territory where it could be a very, very big inning here for Milford unless Massachusetts is able to stop the bleeding here.
Ali DeSantis steps into the box. Pitch comes in high for a ball again. Count 1-0. Seems like Grant hasn't really had a grasp of the strike zone in this inning so far.
Yeah. She's missing high and away.
She comes a little bit lower there. I think she came a little too low. Count 2-0. That one was exactly where it needed to be, and that was a difficult play for the shortstop. I don't think I would have made that play, as that ball bounces over Ingles' glove.
Yeah, I'm going to score it a hit.
I'm going to score it a hit, too.
Yeah, it kind of took like another one of those high bounces off the turf.
There was a play on the major field over there, and it's different over here because this is all turf. But for the major field, the infield is turf up until about that little area right beyond the infield. So when you're dealing with the infield, you're dealing with those difficult bounces on the turf. It's another ground ball to short. Ingles makes the play. She goes to second. That play is in time, but the run will score.
Right.
So that is an all-important run. It was Aurora Hinden there. With the ground ball to second. Ingles goes the easy way to second base. So it's a big out regardless. Maddie Dennis again. Her second plate appearance. As she swings on the first pitch, she sends it to left. And that ball was dropped by Leahy again. Again, the sun out there is playing tricks with these players, Dave.
Yeah, it's been tough. You know, the glove has been there, but that's the second time in the inning that if you're Massachusetts, you'd like to think you got that out, and the inning could conceivably be over by this time. But instead, it's now an 8-2 game, and you still got runners at first and second to have to deal with, and there's still only that one out.
So only that one out. Milford, Connecticut, in rhythm right now at the plate. Got to stop the bleeding if you're Jesse Burkett. That pitch goes past Becker to the backstop. Both runners will advance, so now they're second and third with one out. It is number 2, Hannah Whalen, at the plate.
Yeah, and you just get a sense now that these matchups are favoring the batters now, where they're getting a little bit more aggressive at the plate. They're starting to swing a little faster, you know, attacking.
So the last 2 pitches, Grant has taken a little bit off as that pitch gets by Becker again, and it allows Aurora Hinden to score from third. And I believe, yes. So Aurora Hinden scores from third. Maddie Dennis moves from second to third, and that'll be the 9th Milford, Connecticut run here. Their 5th run of the inning. Last couple of pitches, I think Grant has taken a little bit off of each pitch to try to better find the strike zone. It worked for her in the first 2 cases because she got swings and misses. That one does not work, as that is a base hit for Whalen to the left side. And it's Dennis who scores from third, and that'll be the 10th Milford, Connecticut run, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're starting to string the hits together, too. They now have 9 hits, and they've been aided by a couple of errors in this inning as well. There's still only one out with a runner at first, and we're getting into that tricky territory, Joe, where the run rule might be in effect after 4 innings, again, if you're up by 10, but now the lead is 8.
So Mackenzie Monaco in the box looks at a strike on the outer half of the plate.
And Monaco represents that, 10th run. If she comes all the way around here, they'll be up by 10.
And that pitch is high. Gets by Becker again. Grant did a really good job in the first couple of innings. Again, just maintaining command and matching Persico on the other side. In this inning, there have been 3 or 4 pitches that have gotten away. And now we have another one that gets away, but this time it does not allow Whalen to advance.
Well, it hit Monaco on the bounce. So.
Oh, it did hit Monaco on the bounce? I thought it hit the bat on the bounce.
No, it hit Monaco on, I think, on her upper thigh.
Okay.
And she'll take the base to make it a first and second situation with 1 out.
Okay, we got Lily Bennett coming up. Her second plate appearance of the game. Again, for both teams at the bottom of the order, that's where they put all the extra hitters. The first couple of games that I did, they were all kind of scattered throughout the lineups. That first pitch is a ball. Count 1 and out. Pitch is inside. Be 2 and 0.
Yep. Now Bennett will get a hitter's pitch here with first and second.
See, she's aggressive and he'll swing. Grant sends that one in high again. Above the letter level. Close to eye level for ball 3. Behind 3 and 0 to Bennett. Kayla Rodriguez on deck as that ball is chopped to Grant, who makes the obvious play to first base. Look routine. Both runners advance to second and third, but that's an all-important major second out here.
Yeah, and again, you said it. She took the easy out at first base. Again, it's always very tempting to get the lead runner, but do the fundamentally sound thing there. Get the second out.
Oof. And that ball by Michaela Rodriguez was smoked. And Morrissey over there at first base. She's made 2 routine-looking plays where she caught some flares. That one was a screaming line drive, and if she doesn't get that, Dave, we're looking at 12-2 in a possible mercy scenario. But she makes the play. She makes a web gem type of play, one of the best defensive plays I've seen so far today here. But with that, it is now a 10-2 game. Milford leads Jesse Burkett of Massachusetts as we go into the bottom half of the fourth inning.
When it comes to sports, why
And we are back here. We're going to have a pitching change for Milford, Connecticut. It is number 13, Maddie Fennis, entering the circle. Great job by Big Kinsley Persico over the course of the first 3 innings. Chad, 7 strikeouts.
Yep. And because Dennis was playing right field, now playing right field is one of the EHs, Lily Bennett, number 15, is in right field. So she takes the place of Fennis in right, and Persico is out of the game completely.
So that was an interesting decision.
No, it saves Persico to potentially pitch in the next game. Yeah.
Right. You would think maybe one more inning.
Well, with the 8-run lead, you figure, half a game each here. Persico does the 3, and
but there's also the strategy component to it, and from what I've seen so far, Persico with the velocity, she's definitely been one of those pitchers here so far who was able to kind of consistently deliver over the plate with a little juice behind those pitches. But an intriguing decision nonetheless. Once again, it is Maddie Fennis coming into pitch for Milford, Connecticut. Jesse Burkett, Massachusetts. A little bit of a steeper hill to climb.
yeah, but again, just 1 run at a time, right? I mean, in that in that top half of the 3rd inning, Massachusetts was able to kind of piece things together little by little. A little bit of the walk, a little bit of the infield single, maximizing, what they can do with wild pitches around the base paths, and they scratched out 2 runs. It's going to take a big comeback here, but 1 base runner at a time.
Leadoff hitter is Izzy Biondo. She goes down the count 0-1. Ball's fouled off. It's not a screaming foul ball.
I really appreciate the way Biondo, on an obvious foul ball, just motors to first base.
Right. I am a fan. It doesn't matter what level you play at. You run out of the box.
Right.
It's very simple.
Oh man, we both work in college athletics. I worked in college athletics for over 20 years, and the amount of wasted base runners by guys not running out
of the box.
Softball and baseball players, they have a habit.
Off your
and
shoulders.
It's like if you would have been running, you would have been safe.
So the first batter that Fennis faces, she strikes out looking.
Yeah.
With a little juice behind.
Yeah. So
that particular pitch. So evidently here, Jesse Burkett of Massachusetts is not going to get any breaks here in the 4th inning here. So Biana goes down swinging, and we have Rose Becker to the plate now.
And Dennis throws really hard too, and she has such a different delivery than Persico does. She has a really wide gate, and comes at you pretty quick. Oh yeah.
Count evens out at 1-1. Swinging strike there from Becker. Count goes to 1-2. And again, there's that It feels like a little bit of an elongated motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the time she releases that ball, she's almost at the, edge of the circle. It's like Jordan taking over from the free throw line. He's taking off from the free throw line and hitting the basket.
I could have made a better analogy. Pitch is high. So from 1-2, Becker goes to 3-2.
Yeah, and the control isn't as consistent as Persico's, but still, it's coming in with a lot of velocity. And
I think it's simple. Get out as many batters as you can if we can get some more runs in this game. Again, put ourselves in a position to possibly get to that 10-run scenario as Becker goes down swinging. So Dennis comes in, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts.
Yep.
It's looking good so far. So we have the third baseman, Kaylee Brazil, stepping in. Once again, Dennis immediately gets ahead in the count, 0-1. It's another thing, too. When you were talking about, stuff that makes your head come clean off your shoulders with the base running stuff, pitchers who don't get first pitch strikes.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier when you get that first pitch strike. And you know what's even easier? When you get 2 straight strikes in a row swinging to start at bat. This is exactly where Dennis is now. She's ahead in the count, 0-2 to Brazil. Brazil lays off. The pitch high and away. Count goes to 1-2. Pitch is low. So from 0-2, we go to 2-2.
Yep, trying to get Brazil to chase something out of the strike zone here. We'll see if she comes back into the strike zone with this last pitch.
She comes back in the zone. She offers and she misses it. And Dennis comes in and strikes out the side, Dave.
Not a bad entry.
Not a bad entry. Not bad pitching so far from the Milford, Connecticut side of things. And they own a 10-2 lead as we head into the 5th inning here at Great Kills Little League. You're watching this 10 and under softball Eastern Regional Championship tournament here on the PBF Sports Network.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
And we are back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Milford, Connecticut, the designated home team comes up. Now, based on that, if they score 2 runs, the game's over, right?
Yes, the run rule is in effect now.
The run rule is now in
that
effect.
We're four in the books.
Just double checking.
Right. Yeah, it's 15 runs after 3 and only 10 runs after 4.
Okay.
Once the losing team has had 4 swings of the bat. So, and that's the case here. So
now we do have a pitching change.
Oh, we do. Okay.
For the Jesse Burkett Little League here in Massachusetts. Looks like Izzy Biando, number 22, coming into pitch.
Right, which means we have a new center fielder, so we'll have to keep our eye on center field and see who is playing center.
Right. So we'll try to focus on that and see if we can get that to you before the end of the game.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, as long as she turns around for us, we'll be able to pick it up.
Well, it was 22. So
well, 22, yeah. Biando's definitely I'm trying to see who's in center.
Okay. Got a packed house over here.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily the case on the major field, which is funny because you think that technically that's the A field.
Yeah. Well, for baseball.
For baseball.
Yeah, for baseball.
Right.
For softball, this
softball,
is the major.
yeah. But it's nice over here.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Gorgeous over here.
Beautiful facility.
My home neighborhood facility.
Yeah. And we
home of the Great Hills Swim Club,
right,
which is featured in Staten Island
Summer. Yeah, John and I spoke about this yesterday because he was unaware of some of the history of Staten Island and Colin Jost and Staten Island Summer, and we were talking about just like we're so consumed with what's going on the field, but behind us, Joe, and really to your left from the major field, there's a whole party going on in the area. You know, there's a food court
When
here.
I was a kid, this was a party.
Right.
Although I will say, though, that concourse area, that structure that they built where all the benches are now, I mean, that's not brand new, but it wasn't there when I was a kid. It was the first pitch pop-up.
Well done.
And that looks like Mackenzie Faust, who popped up to the second baseman. So Izzy Biando coming into pitch into the circle. 1 pitch, 1 out. We go back to the top of the order for Milford, Connecticut, and Reagan Gill.
Yeah, that's part of the reason for the pitching change too. You don't want the top of the order facing the same pitcher 3 times. But there's a hit by pitch.
So Gill makes her way down to first base. Now batting will be Sadie Dubin, who had that rope into right center right the last time that she was at bat.
Yep.
So we'll see what her approach is this time around as she takes that ball blowing inside for ball 1.
And I think when she hit that, it was on the first pitch of the at-bat too. Not the case this time, but still attacking hitter.
As that ball gets by Becker to the backstop, allows Gill to go from first base to second base. That pitch looked low again.
Yes.
And again, if it's immediately behind me, and I can't tell if it bounces or if it hits the foot.
Yeah, that one was right at the laces.
So Dubin once again going the other way, and that ball skips into the outfield for a base hit. It's Gill rounding third. She's going to come home. Run scores for Milford, Connecticut, their 11th of the game. And based on the current scenario that we have now, Dave, the game-ending run in Sadie Dubin is now currently at first base.
Correct, right. So they're 1 run away from implementing the run rule here. But there was another example, hit by pitch and advance on a wild pitch.
So Quinn Tierney, she's going to chop that to Ingles at shortstop. Very similar play to the play that Ingles made last inning where she went the short way to second base. And unfortunately, again, those bounces on the infield turf sometimes are very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's been a tough day in the field for Jessie Burkett Little League here in Massachusetts.
So Tierney reaches. So we got Sadie Dubin on second. We have Quinn Tierney on first. We have Kinsley Prosecco, who is no longer the pitcher. She is in the box, ahead in the count 1-0. The count levels off at 1-1 as she takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. But again, the game-ending run is now at second base in scoring position with just 1 out.
Right, and if you're Milford here, you can be very selective at what you're offering at.
Ball skips in consecutively. Gets just away enough from Becker that allows both runners to advance. So now the game-ending run of Dubin is at third base.
Right, maybe a wild pitch away or something else here. But on 3-1 with first base open, we'll see if they walk Persico here.
And Persico will line that ball into the outfield, and it will drop. And with that, Dave, based on what we see,
yep, they'll let the play end.
We'll let the play end.
Technically, that was the 13th run, yeah, so it's 13-2. And have we implemented the run rule, folks?
Let's see.
I think we should.
I think we should. It's over. Umpires are making that call on the field at the moment. We have administrators here to the left of us. Again, we're busy box. Also making that call.
Yep, we've just gotten directive that it did go final, yes. So 13-2 will be our final score.
13-2 as New York plays in the background from Milford, Connecticut. Close enough. But the predominant story in this game here, Dave, is how great Kinsley Prosecco was in the circle.
Sure.
7 strikeouts. Again, 3 of them swinging, 4 of them looking, which goes to show you how dominant she was in her own right against this Jesse Burkett Little League Massachusetts team. But not to be outdone, it was Maddie Dennis coming in relief for that one inning, and she generated a couple of strikeouts of her own. So dominant performance here from Milford, Connecticut. Here in our first game together that we've done. We have one game left today, Dave.
Yep.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, you could see just from the line score that Massachusetts made some errors in the field. They had the 6 errors, but at the same time, Connecticut did what it had to do. They were really good on the base pads. They had the 11 hits. They had timely hits. That last hit right there was a perfect example. She could have looked at it. It could have been ball 4. Instead, swing the bat, be aggressive. It turns out to be a two-run double that ends up ending the game. So give credit all around. Connecticut got a great pitching performance. They did what they had to do at the plate. They were patient. They were good on the base pads. And when you play a good, complete game like that, you win a game by 11 runs, and that's exactly what they did here. And they play again upcoming. This time they'll play Connecticut Valley representing Vermont. So say that a few times.
Connecticut Valley representing Vermont.
Playing Connecticut.
Milford, Connecticut. Right. The second Milford team that I called today, because the first one I called was in Milford, Delaware. We'll sort that out when we come back later. The start time for that game will be 7 p.m.
Correct.
Dave?
Correct.
So join us here. We're almost done here. We've had an action-packed day at Great Hills Little League. Shout out to everybody for the hospitality so far. We still have a lot of week left to go, and we have one game left remaining today. So with that, our final score, one last time, Milford, Connecticut 13, Jesse Burkett Little League in Massachusetts 2. You have been watching coverage of the 10 and under Eastern Regional Softball Championships at Great Hills Little League. Once more, this is Joe Calabrese with my colleague Dave Pizzuto. Join us again in about an hour and a half. We'll be back on the broadcast for the final game of the day. But if you cannot, enjoy the rest of your weekends, enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and stay with us here on the PDF Sports Network.